This conference will now be
Thank you,
recorded.
Dinesh. Thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone to this program. I'm sorry I couldn't sort of connect on video. I had another sort of a session parallelly going on, and I will be probably in the next week or so. I will sort of come with a brief session about the Cliniminds and so welcome you on board for this program. This program will definitely, and I have had the sort of opportunity to interact with some of you in the last few weeks and months, and definitely this program will give you a very good skill set to get into the pharmaceutical industry's very important area of business analytics. Business analytics, as Dinesh is going to explain you in a lot more detail, is today a very important management tool, management decision-making tool for the taking important business decisions, from important decisions like where to invest, which molecules to sort of bring on board and market the new molecules, to expansion strategies, which are the major therapeutic areas. So this plays a very important role, and all of you come from a very eminent background, and this program would help you in getting into the pharmaceutical industry in the business analytics domain. Without this further sort of taking time, once again, welcome you on board. Dinesh, all yours.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Kamal sir. So it was nice catching you with all, right? Getting your background, degree, and I'm very confident, right? You'll be able to take all the knowledge, right? Information, knowledge, whatever I'm going to provide and implement, and we all will work towards attaining your goal, right? To getting into a good opportunity. So today, what will be my objective? I'll go through some of the things what I'm going to cover in this, right, in this course. So I'll share my slide. So you all can see the slide.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it. Yes.
So yeah, great. So the course says the name, the Pharma Business Analytics and Consulting. So you can rename also, right? It's Healthcare Business Analytics Consulting, Pharma Business Analytics Consulting. And why? There is no course in India which says Business Analytics and Consulting, right? Because business analytics is a tools and techniques to do a thing. Until unless whatever you have done, you can present maybe in a report and discuss with the client or the stakeholders, the work is not done. That's why this course says there's pharmaceutical business analytics and consulting. And all the companies, whatever are there into this industry, like maybe Data Monitor, Equia, Deloitte, McKinsey, they all call them as a consulting company, and they all do work of business analytics. So consulting is like solving a business problem for a stakeholder. Business problem means, suppose I'm a pharmaceutical company, I want to launch my drug in India. So this is a business problem for me. I went to a particular consulting company and I said, I want to launch this drug in India, so please consult me. So what I did, I took a lot of data of Indian industry, did a lot of secondary research, applied different tools and techniques like R, Python on the data, and I gave him the solution, right? Yes or no, you should go into this launching a drug in India or not. So this industry is about solving a business question from the client. So this is first and only course in India, right, which says that it is a pharmaceutical business analytics. And why pharmaceutical business analytics is important? Why you would not have done a business analytics course from different uh, course providers? I'll not name the course providers, there are different course providers in industry right now, um, on which are selling that those courses in very less price or high price. I don't want to comment on that, but those courses are very generic. You can't do a data analytic course from a uh, training provider if you are not a domain specific. No analytics program can be run without a domain specificity, because every domain, every industry has their own nuances for the data. Until unless you don't know about that industry, you don't know about the nuances of those data, you cannot do analytics into that. Just learning about R, Python, advanced Excel, SQL, right? You cannot implement those into a domain until unless you really see that industry level data. And the people, me, you, the who comes from the pharmaceutical domain, medical domain, life sciences domain, even from technical domain, we need to know how the data looks like from a life sciences perspective. So this is the first and only course in India which will really tell you about the analytics and the domain with live pharmaceutical data. We have live pharmaceutical data, patient data, sales data, which we have converted into dummy, and we will be working on. It's not just uh, any data we are working on. So it's an industry relevant course which will help you to take into consulting industry, pharmaceutical company with respect to analytics. And this course will be driven by it, not the trainers, right? It will be driven by the people who are really working in this into this industry. And the objective of this course for them as a trainer is not like just to train, right? The objective is to fulfill the gap between the academia and this industry. And different trainers will be coming into this program from different companies like ZS Associates. Maybe some of the trainers will be coming from Equia, some of the trainers will be coming from like different companies. So really they want you, and these trainers will be real uh, customers for you, right? The clients for you. If they find you like very much good, they will take into your companies. So that's why this is a completely driven program from the trainer's perspective, right? So we have trainers coming from different companies which are who are having like 12 years, 13 years of experience into this industry, and really they are working right now in these companies. And uh, we have tie-up from some of the analytics and consulting company which will help you to give you some of the internship program within the program, and which will help you to convert those internship programs into the real placement. So, and then we have 24-hour of LMS, right? All the modules will be there. You can go, you can learn, and so it's a 120 plus hours of rigorous training, explained through case study. We are not going to just having theory, and theory. We will be having lots of case studies, discussion, problem solving. We will be working in the workshop style thing, right? We will be having a one-on-one interaction. I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number, and I'll be sharing my personal number, personal email IDs. So it's like I'll be a mentor for you. It's not trainer. I call myself as an enabler, right? Who enable people to get your dreams, right? Getting into this industry. And then we will be having some live webinars. So these are some proposed module into this, right? As I said that we work majorly for US and European companies. So it's very important you get the perspective of how the healthcare system works in US and Europe. So there will be a module for that. And then you cannot do anything in this industry until unless you know the regulatory scenario of a country. Then there'll be some general topics. Then and how business analytics is used across value chain into healthcare. Then competitive intelligence is a huge tool used in this industry, because you are a company, you are a product, you have to track your competitors, right? So it's a continuous process. We'll be working. Then we'll be working on forecasting, basic and advanced forecasting. It's not important in India, but in US, Europe, whole strategy, whole 10-year strategy works on the forecasting their products, how their products will do in the future in the next 10 years, who are going to be major competitor for that. Then, of course, intellectual property rights. Every product has their uh, patent exclusivity, marketing exclusivity. So it's very important to get into that. Then market assessment. What is market assessment, right? It's assessing a market or product. Then we will be discussing about the health economic and outcome research. Very growing field. Next 20 years is of that. There are a lot of health economic outcome research consulting companies in India, and every day, I can say every month a new company is coming. So the era is moving toward health economic and outcome research. And the data sets, it's very important. Every company, every farmers, every industry has their own data sets. So this industry also have their own typical data sets. So you will be going through all those data sets and live data sets, and you will be getting experience from that. And then epidemiology, you must be knowing what is epidemiology. It's uh, prevalence, incidence, regarding discussing about the patients in that particular disease or particular thing. And then sales force effectiveness, we call as sales analytics. So we work on the data which is coming from the CRM or which is coming from the sales analytics. So so it's a brief. Uh, just I have tried to uh, go through the syllabus, like what we'll be learning in the healthcare system. Like it will be a global healthcare ecosystem, pharmaceutical market, how it's moving in US, Europe, which are the key drugs, what are the deep dive in drivers and barriers, increase in cost metal. So you can read that for a couple of minutes. These things will be covering, right, into our healthcare system module. Then we'll be going through global regulatory scenario in major countries like US, EU5, Japan, and Europe, because this industry is driven by government, right? It's not because government every this is a regulated market, right? So every country has government has regulations in this with this. So every analytics, you can't do analytics without the information from the, or if you don't have information or knowledge from the regulatory side. So we'll start with the module with the oncology and rare disease uh, module, right? Because right now the pharmaceutical industry is moving towards more into oncology and rare diseases, because this is the area which is going to provide them more and more revenues in future. So there will be a module on clinical trials overview, clinical trial data management, drug safety overview, and all. Then we will be learning of like components of product value chain, product life. This, don't worry about these jargons and keywords. This all will be covered. So it's just to give you that we are going to cover a lot of things in this module in the course. Competitive intelligence is a very important section of this training program. Every pharmaceutical company in US or India, everywhere, they have a competitive intelligence department. Forecasting is a big uh, module and big vertical in a pharmaceutical company, whose role is to uh, update the forecast, or if some new product is coming, to make a new forecast model for those. Right now, explaining these things will be too much for you, right? So you can just read this. Whenever we cover this module, it all will be covered into this. Then we'll be covering IPR, where we will be discussing like patents, exclusivity, patent linkage, Orange Book and all. Then we'll be covering market assessment, how it is done. Market assessment, it's like if you want to know about how the hypertensive market is in India. So it's like a market assessment work. Actually, these are the works, you can say these are the type of works also given by pharmaceutical industries to consulting and analytics in companies in India to do. Whether they do in-house department or they send to us. Health economic outcomes research, like we discuss about overview of health economic outcomes research, methodology behind that, the approach for the health economic outcomes research, systematic literature review. So these are the data sets we are going to. The beauty of this program is like you when you talk about the business analytics right now, you talk about R, Python, SQL. So all these data sets will be driven from those point of view. You will be using all these data through advanced Excel, VBA, R, Python. So our course will not use a generic data. Our course will use healthcare and pharmaceutical industry data using different analytics techniques, which is R, Python, SQL and all. Then we'll be discussing epidemiology. Excel and PowerPoint is the bread and butter for this industry, right? You have to be very much comfortable with the Excel and advanced Excel and PowerPoint. So we right now, you can think why we have Excel and PowerPoint courses in a module. No course have that, but whatever you do into as I told you earlier, whatever you do into this industry, it has to be shown to the client either by Excel, Tableau, or the PowerPoint. Whatever analytics you have done, how you will convey this to the stakeholder, it has to be done to the PowerPoint. So and PowerPoint, everyone says that I am very comfortable in PowerPoint. What really, with terms of analytics, what charts you have to make, how to write the inside, how the crisp inside should be, how the slide should look like, all these things we will cover in Excel and PowerPoint. Now coming to advanced analytics and commercial analytics. These techniques are used right now in healthcare industry at the patient level data. What is patient level data? Patient level data is the like tracking the patient. What, suppose he has some disease, he went to a doctor, he was diagnosed, he was giving the prescriptions, what prescription was given, next time he came, what happened. So it's a complete journey of a patient, and that data is provided by different data vendors to the pharmaceutical company, and we do a lot of analytics into that to help the client pharmaceutical company that what is happening really with your product, how the patients are moving to your product, or if some patients are not moving from this. So we'll be learning Tableau, ClickSense, ETL tool, Tableau preprocessors. So all these things will be covered in the data science, and we have really a very good trainer in the data science. We have around 20 years of experience in data science, who has been working in the US for last 5 years back. He was into US for 10 years. Now in India, he is there. So very good trainer for that. R, Python. So just not R, Python we are going to teach you. We will teach you how R, Python is applicable to the pharmaceutical industry data. And then we will give you a lot of case study. We will not only teach you through theoretical example. This is an example of a case study, small case study, like an employee of the organization has gathered the data from Equia and episodes. However, he has forgotten to label the indication. Can you help in validating the two data sets for the same indication or for two different indications? So small case studies. We have built a lot of case studies which will be given to you, because how it will help you, right? Because when you go for the interviews or when you interact to the different stakeholders in this industry regarding the getting the opportunity, these small case studies will be asked from you. So from starting only, when we start each module, either we start with market assessment, we do competitive intelligence, we will give you, either we do forecasting. All the modules will be driven by these small case studies, because these small case studies are nothing but the questions or the questions which will be asked from your interviewers. So that's why we are going to help you from the smarting things. Then every module will be have multiple choice questions and evaluations. Will will help you that for each case study, we'll tell you what is the regular approach and what is the correct approach, and that will be difference for the people who are selected and not selected by different opportunities. And then we will be having evaluation within the program, because no program is a success without the evaluation. So we'll be having a 2 midterm evaluation, one final evaluation, and one case study submission, which will be followed by mock interview sessions for you, helping to you to get into that. And once you get through all these modules, then you can tell which module you were comfortable. So we will try to put you into different companies to that particular area, because everyone has different inclination towards different things. Like if you ask me, I'm very inclined towards the numbers, right? And uh, some people are very good in research, so they may want to go in the clinical competitive intelligence side. So there is no harm in going into any vertical. Every vertical have the same salary base and the same hierarchy, and everything is same. It's all where your inclination is. And moving from one vertical to other is not a tough job. If you are doing a competitive intelligence today in a consulting company, you can very easily to move to the forecasting. So it's all about your choices, your inclination, and really what you want to achieve. So again, some of the right key highlights of these programs discussing that we will be 100% giving you placement assistance with mock interviews with the industry leaders. We will give you mock interviews, right? Different people from the industry will be taking your mock interviews, not only me, who are really taking 5 to 10 interviews every day for their companies. What will you become after this course? You will become consultants, right, in these types of companies like Quintiles, McKinsey, Ziet Associates, Accenture, Deloitte, BCG. So these are the company of US which have offices in India. And second thing, right, now a trend has came like our big pharmaceutical companies have their own offices of analytics in India, like Novartis in Hyderabad, Merck has office in Pune, Allergan has their office in Bangalore, GSK has their office in Gurgaon. And these offices are only for doing this competitive intelligence business, forecasting business, health economic and outcome business for their. They don't want to give the work to the vendors or the consulting company. If they want to do, they have opened their own offices. But who is going to work there? The people who work in the consulting industry, they will move, or the people like you who are getting through these courses. So these are the things like people, how the people move in this industry. They start from the analyst, consultant, they become the engagement manager, delivery head, principal. So like responsibility of the analyst will be like, if you join as an analyst or consultant, you will be working with a project manager or engagement manager and helping them in small tasks in the project like forecasting, competitive intelligence, anything. And then becoming engagement manager, delivery head, and principal. And if someone wants to move in the technology side, make products, he can be starting with software engineer, senior software engineer, tech lead, and becoming software engineering manager and the head technology. So this is a typical career path you can see, starting from analyst, consultant, project manager, accounts heads, and team leads. And the salary range is good. As an analyst, you start with 5 to 6 lakh, consultant, senior consultant, 12 to 14 lakhs, project manager, 15 lakhs, account heads, team leads will be like 25 lakh. So this is a typical career path in India. I don't have a slide right now, but I'll tell you one more thing. Suppose if you are a consultant, right, companies like Deloitte, McKinsey, GS, or Pharma, and if you want to move to US, these companies are always helping people to move US. So what they will do, there is a visa application like H1B. They will apply this visa for you, and you will be moving. If the visa gets approved, you will be moving to US, working directly with a pharmaceutical company and sitting in their offices. So by this path, you may sit into like Johnson and Johnson in, or a Novartis in Basel in US or Basel, and sitting in their office and working with a Novartis person through a third party like McKinsey. So this is one of the uh, job thing, right? You can get into that. Yeah, it's all about choices, right? I prefer to be in India, like, and becoming a head analytics in a company rather than moving to US, because I wanted to lead the team. But in you, if you move to US, you'll be always an independent consultant because there is no team culture. So it's all about choices and huge uh, inclination what you have, right? So in 13 years, I also started with an analyst in I'm a, like you can say Quia, and then it took me 13 years for becoming a head analytics, or you can say as a chief of operations or chief of staff in a company. So this was brief. So let me you think on that, right now. Let us take a 2-3 minutes break. You write the questions, what you got it from this. You write your questions from this in the next 3-5 minutes, and we will connect what you want to ask, because you, when you put your mind and think that what you have gone through this PPT, it will help you to get into. So I'll take a 4-5 minutes break, uh, have a drinking water, and come back. And till the time, you can have questions. You can write the questions, and one by one we can go through the questions and answering your questions. Yeah, so let's go with the questions, right? So Dr. Nitin, any questions right now?
So I just want to ask if this industry is dealing with pharmacological products only, like drugs or vaccines or uh, like that, or is it dealing with the medical equipments also? And this thing means, will this course will be is going to help me to analyze, say, business related to my field, like dentistry or dental field?
Right, right. So there are a lot of companies in this country, like a lot of companies in Pune, like Market and Market Research, or which are totally completely dedicated to medical device consulting industry, right? And we will be covering the medical device. The research part, the tools and techniques is all it's same. The difference is that how you will get the medical device data, from where you will get it, right? So that will be covered. And rest, the research methodology, the tools and techniques is the same. So we will be covering the medical devices and the parts also in this course, definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any questions coming towards me from people?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Right.
Sir, how can we be a research analyst by doing this course?
So research analyst is a designation, right? So when I talk
Yeah.
about when I'm talking about the competitive intelligence, health
Hmm.
economic outcome research or forecasting, you are achieving that through a research. And research is like two kind of thing. It's like one is primary market research and one is secondary research. Secondary
Hmm.
research is there are a lot of databases on the Google, right? From US authorities, Indian authorities, European authorities. You go through those databases, you search the information, you put on the PPT. So that's why there's a designation of research analyst, which is done through a secondary research and all. So definitely, I just called analyst in the like on the PowerPoint. But if you are doing research, if you are chosen for research work, doing through Google computer or the methodologies which I'll tell you, you will call as research analyst. Someone like if Dr. Nathan goes into forecasting, he will call as a forecasting analyst. So it's all about what type of work
Okay.
you start with the company. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, Siddharth.
Sir, I have a question. So you told regarding the domain knowledge we want to have, right? So specifically, like you talked about the oncology and the rare diseases,
Right.
and whether we have to deal with the all kind of diseases or it is specific diseases that we have to know, like the company is demanding
No,
certain diseases.
sorry, every consulting company, analytics company is dealing with different pharmaceutical companies. So
Yeah.
uh, you maybe we will not be dealing, we will not get into the module into different all the indications, right? We will go through major oncology and rare diseases, which is the toughest right now, and we will like to tell you what type of analytic is going into through that. That is important. Like if diabetes, respiratory, these are very simple indications right now, and you can learn through yourself also. But different companies are working for different clients, and different clients are into different therapy area. So but
Okay.
I'll be the most important is right now oncology, and it has evolved in terms of analytics. So what type of data is coming from the oncology uh, therapy area, we'll be dealing with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Hmm.
Sir, if we see according to job prospectus, like how
Uh-huh.
BDS can be helpful to them. I mean, it's a totally new subject for us, like analytics and statistics, this, that. We are totally a new subject for us. So how a
Okay.
BDS can help them?
Let me open to the my LinkedIn. I'll show you how many what type of BTS people are working. It will give you more comfortable. Right, once again, now let me go. How a BTS can help because they come with real domain knowledge, right? So
But they
they
even
really
they
know
can
the
have.
medicine.
I mean,
Right,
sir,
right.
if
Tell me.
या एक्चुअली आई थॉट कि अगर मतलब वो ज्यादातर बी फार्मा या एम फार्मा के ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस
No, no,
रहेंगे
no.
या बी टेस्ट, हाँ.
No, no. See, in terms of getting the knowledge, what I have felt in like 13 years
Yeah.
of experience, a doctor is gives you more perspective regarding disease and all. B Pharma is knows about the therapy areas and the products. So these people, what type of role BDL plays into these companies? They work as like subject matter experts, right? Because
Okay.
we can't get a lot of MBBS into this industry, so they will be helping the other analytics people, or if they want to do analytics, they will be helping them as a subject matter expert in terms of uh, helping them into oncology therapy area, so helping them into medicine. Like if you can see, this is a girl which work into pharmacy. In 1 year, like she was CI analyst, and then she became the associate consultant, right? And she's like, you can see that she is a BDS, and I'll show you more. See, dentist, Punjabi.
Dinesh sir, can I pitch in for a minute? Can I?
Yeah, definitely.
Dinesh sir, can I pitch in?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Yeah,
Okay, I think question was from Dr. Neha, I believe.
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yeah. So, Dr. Neha, today's world, the I think the education has become uh, not a very your fundamental education is not that crucial to get into the newer economy subjects anymore. So people today who have an inclination towards science, who want to develop understanding about the business knowledge, how the business decisions are taken, like forecasting or the competitive intelligence, what is your level of interest in terms of understanding the science? Today you can get into any industry, so today there is no sort of a limitation that if you are BDS you can get only into these areas. I think that thing has changed in the last about 15 years or so. I can give you my example. I don't come at all from the life sciences sector, and my career is built around the entirely into the life sciences industry, and there are tons of people like me across the world, and you have a great qualification. It's a very
Thank you.
versatile qualification as a dental surgeon, whereby you can utilize in learning and increasing the understanding of science, life sciences, medical subjects, and at the same time learn the new things which you have to learn, like forecasting, competitive intelligence, market research, and all these
Yeah.
subjects. And this together will give you a great sort of a career. And dental surgeons, the friends, I have a friend who is a dental surgeon today, is a general manager of an analytics company, pharma analytics
Right.
company. So uh, it's your base qualification now is pretty much irrelevant in today's world.
So you can see, like Neha, I'm showing you some profile.
Yes,
Like
sir.
you can see,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah. See, I can show you a lot of examples, and really, from the people from the US, like US pharmaceutical companies, they like to work with the people who are really from the medical background and dentists, because they really explain the things. Like, and you will see that she is also a dentist from the Maharashtra. I'll give you one more example. He's an MBBS, and he's working into forecasting. You can see.
Yes, sir.
So it will be good for you and all. So yeah, any other
Thank
questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions coming to me? So, all right, what I'll do in the next 10 minutes as a pre-read materials, what you do, I'm going through some of the website right now of different consulting company. You can write the name of these consulting companies and go through their websites and try to understand what type of work they are right now doing. So from next week we'll start the classes. You will get a feel whatever you are learning from the next week, that is the real work which is being done into industry. So I'll go one by one. To start with, go and walk through the website of Decision Resource. Go through their solutions, what type of work they do. HUR, forecasting, commercial analytics. You can write those names. Just for this week, you go through the website of these companies.
Sir, can you repeat once again?
Yeah, please
Okay,
repeat.
once again, let me share the screen. You can see the screen, that is the Pharmax. Okay, and first other was you go to, for every company, go to the solution and read what these companies do. And because you will be part of these companies only once you complete this course, Decision Resource, Equia. See what they do. Go to the solution for each company, then you will get into that. Then see forecasting, consumer healthcare, smart analyst. Forecasting, analytics, training. Go to these companies, because this industry is not only about providing the services, it is also about providing the products. We A lot of products have been made in this industry. Like if you can see, if you go to these companies, it's all about making products into healthcare consulting and analytics. See, just go through these solution, and then when we start the module, we will really like that. Really, we are learning the things which are really done into industry rather than we are doing something theoretical. Yeah. So any more questions? So I think good, we are good for now, and we are ready to start the modules from the next week. So anything, my number is 974 22 59 205. So what you do, you just say hi to me and send me your latest profile, which includes your
So will
education
you please
background,
repeat?
any internship you have done. I'll go through all those profiles, and that with respect to that, uh, want to see the profiles, and with respect to that, there's specific need for someone into those modules.
Dinesh said, in order to keep the ease of thing, we are making one
Uh-huh.
actually WhatsApp group for the students,
Okay.
so that everyone can be on the same group. Otherwise, you will find it hard to track who is from which group and all.
Sure. But
so Dr.
if
Vipra
someone
will,
needs,
Dr. Vipra will, yeah.
Right. And all don't never think that, right, and no one think that any question is a stupid questions. If you think you are hesitating to ask a stupid question in the group, just ask to me. No question is a stupid question. Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you all. Looking forward for a great journey and a great career forward for all you guys. I'm there for help you. And again, I'm saying now, I'm mentor. I'm not a mentor trainer. I'm an enabler to get your dreams fulfilled into this industry. Yep. Thanks all.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
You, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.